Hey, what's up, ghouls and gals? Today we have a very exciting video. I have to preface this by saying I was at work the other day, minding my own business. I work in retail, okay? Picture this. You're me walking around and I'm standing in one of the aisles, okay? And my phone goes off and I see a TikTok message and it says from Ryan Kruger. And I literally had a moment like if I were Jim in the office and I looked at the security camera and then I looked back down at my phone and I was like, holy shit, no one knows how cool this is. So anyways, in short, you guys know I have talked about street trash so much already. I've not done a full in-depth review. Ryan Kruger asked if I would review street trash, and obviously, hell yeah. This movie absolutely rocks. It was in my top 5 horror movies of 2024, and I even talked about it during Body Horror Review Week this year. Big fan of practical effects, big fan of gore, so you guys know this movie is where it's at for me. And I am a huge fan of the original 1987 street trash, so obviously it made me love it that much more. So we are going to talk about both street trash movies today, 1987 and 2024. You guys know I wanted to start incorporating more movie reviews on the channel, so this is a perfect opportunity to do so. So if you enjoy this video, please go ahead and give this a thumbs up, subscribe for more, check out all of my links down below if you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. I will leave all of Ryan's links down below if you would like to follow him. And there will be full spoilers ahead for both movies. If you don't want any spoilers, I'll see you in the next video, but let's talk everything street trash. All right, up first, Street Trash from 1987, directed by J. Michael Murrow, and we will talk more about him in just a second. A group of hobos begin melting into multicolored piles of goo after drinking 60-year-old liquor. At the same time, a psychotic Vietnam War vet who rules the hobo camp snaps and begins killing at random. So, two brothers set out to stop the killer. Now, the first time I saw this movie, it absolutely blew my mind. I knew I was going to love it, but the toilet scene, I was in. Now, this is J. Michael Murrow's first film. This is his directorial debut. He was only 21 years old when the film was made. And after, he became a respected Steadicam operator and cinematographer. The film was made for around $500,000 at the time and is full of disgusting, colorful, multi-goo liquid sequences. And they had to get really creative with this. They used a lot of liquid latex, a lot of food coloring, because all the colors are so bright and vibrant and dynamic, and I love that so much. It's so unique. Now, the main plot for this one revolves around, like I said, a 60-year-old liquor called Tenafly Viper, and it literally melts away people who drink it. Kind of like a corrosive, ripping you apart from the inside. Some of the sequences in this one are so gross, so gooey, and one involving a peen that is quite memorable. The 1987 Street Trash honestly became a cult classic. I believe it is streaming on Tubi now if you would like to watch it. It definitely leans into absurdity, gore, dark comedy, and it really does make it stand out in the 1980s exploitation scene, and I love this movie so much. So when I heard there was going to be some sort of, it's not a sequel, we'll get into it, but when I heard there was going to be a new Street Trash, I was over the moon. It is everything I would have hoped for. So let's get into Ryan Kruger's 2024 Street Trash, where a group of homeless misfits must fight for survival when they discover a plot to exterminate every homeless person in the city. Now, the group that we end up getting in this movie, they're so relatable, they're so fun, they're so watchable. Everybody is like, you feel like you're a part of this little group that they have. It's so silly goofy. But this is a spiritual sequel to the original and not a remake. It nods to the original while also being its own story. The setting being moved from gritty 1980s America to a future dystopian. This is set in Cape Town, and I am really happy that the setting was completely different because I feel like it let us believe the story more. It is a place that, as a Canadian, not familiar with. So to think of a future in a place that I'm not familiar with, so it's set like 20, 30 years in the future, I feel like it allowed me to suspend my disbelief and believe that it was happening. The people are just so relatable to watch, the characters. Instead of the killer alcohol, the threat is now lethal government engineered gas, which I think is a really cool spin on the film. It liquefies the victims in vivid colors and horrifying ways, and if you thought the first one was oopy, goopy, gross, colorful nastiness, this one ramps it up tenfold. This was shot on 35mm film and leaned heavily into practical effects, which I love. And it really did somehow still capture the 80s splatter era of film. Street Trash also tackles class inequality and systemic oppression, where the middle class is completely eliminated. So if you're not rich, like, you're nothing in this time. And when I say, okay, I love the characters, my favorite is 2-Bit, who is played by the actor who plays Fried Barry in Ryan Coogler's Fried Barry, which very cool, but he is the best character in this movie. He has an imaginary sock puppet friend, Suckle, who is also voiced by Ryan Coogler, which I found out today before I filmed this video, and I had to tell you guys, it is the silliest fact to find out. Ryan, what a great character Suckle is. This film may not be for everyone, but it's definitely for me. The humor, the effects, the colorful, gross gore, everything about it is right up my alley. I gave this film a 4.5 out of 5, and I would do it again. So if you have seen the film, if you loved the film like me, let me know. If you didn't like the film, let me know. Like I always say, we do not yuck anybody's yum around here, so that's fine if this is not your thing. I know that goopy gore is not for everybody, especially when the effects are multicolored. But this is definitely a movie for me, and I love it, and I cherish it, and I will hold it dear to my heart, and I will rewatch it over and over again. So on that note, thanks Ryan for making such a cool film and for reaching out. In my next video, we are going to get into some more scenes from movies that I had a hard time watching, and you guys know that I'll watch anything, but sometimes it just gets to me, so we'll get there in a few days. So until then, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. I will see you so soon. Sayonara, Spooky Fam.